dancing feet and voices clear. Raise the flag up high, red, gold, green, and black star. I love Ghana just the way we are.
Have you ever landed in a new city, maybe, on a tight layover, or a quick business trip, or even just a really packed vacation, and you feel that urge, that pull to really understand the place?
Yeah, definitely. But time's always the issue.
Exactly. You think, how can I possibly grasp the essence of this city in just, like, a few hours? It's such a modern travel problem, isn't it?
That really is.
We want to soak it all in, but time is often, well, our biggest constraint. So today, we're diving right into that challenge. Our deep dive today is all about unpacking the vibrant heart of Ghana's capital, Accra.
Okay.
And we're doing it through the lens of a fascinating article from My Africa. It's called "Know Accra in Less Than 5 Hours, Accra City Tour."
Interesting title. Less than 5 hours.
Right. It's not just about, skimming the surface. It's about how you can experience the absolute best of Accra in a surprisingly concentrated window. We're talking just 4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine arriving in this incredibly dynamic city. It's this rich mix of history, culture, heritage, that sort of local life rhythm, and being able to walk away with a genuine understanding so quickly.
What's truly intriguing there, I think, especially for a city as rich and complex as Accra, is the intention behind a tour like that.
Right.
It seems less about just ticking off attractions, more about a strategic curation, like a deliberate choice to distill the city's core identity into a compact but still really impactful journey.
A curation, I like that.
Yeah, the real value isn't just seeing things, it's the chosen sequence, the narrative connecting the sites, getting those key insights efficiently.
That's a really powerful way to put it. So for you, our listener, our mission today is basically to understand what makes this specific tour such a potent shortcut.
Right.
A shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about Accra. So whether you love history or you're seeking culture, or maybe you're just a first-time visitor with like zero time, by the end of this, you'll get how to achieve that rich, satisfying understanding. Okay.
That's good.
So let's start with the basic why. Why this kind of concentrated tour? The article calls it a fast-paced yet enriching experience designed for travelers who want to see the best of Accra in under 5 hours. This isn't just speed for its own sake, is it?
No, not at all.
It feels like it addresses a very real need. Someone with maybe a 5-hour layover or a free afternoon on a business trip.
Exactly, or even just a short vacation where every moment really counts.
Yeah, the source even says it's the best way to experience Ghana's capital in a short time. So how does that efficiency really meet immersion here? How do they balance that?
Well, it comes back to that idea of intentionality. When we talk about a snapshot instead of, an exhaustive itinerary, we're acknowledging that for many people, time is the ultimate luxury.
Sure.
So the tour isn't trying to cover absolutely everything it can't. Instead, it's meticulously selecting the elements that, when you weave them together, paint the most authentic and representative picture.
Okay.
The article stresses how it blends history, culture, heritage, and local life. And that blending is absolutely key.
Why the blend specifically?
Because it's designed to give you a holistic impression, a real sense of connection, precisely because it's so focused. It kind of challenges that idea that you need weeks to know a place.
Right.
It suggests that a well-crafted few hours can actually be surprisingly profound.
I think that's incredibly appealing. I mean, just imagine yourself in that exact situation, that time crunch, maybe between flights or after a meeting.
Yeah.
You've suddenly got these few precious hours. The idea of turning that potential downtime into a really meaningful encounter, gaining rich knowledge, seeing iconic sites, even tasting local culture so quickly. It's compelling. Okay, so let's actually embark on this journey then. Where does it start? The article mentions symbols of freedom.
Yes, it kicks off right at the heart of Ghana's independence story.
Which is where?
Independence Avenue and Black Star Square. The article says you literally walk through Ghana's iconic symbols of freedom.
Okay.
And it's dominated by the big one, the Independence Arch. That's the sacred spot where the nation's 1957 independence was celebrated.
1957. A huge moment.
Huge. And it stands today as this powerful symbol of pride, not just for Ghana, but really across the African continent.
Why does it resonate so deeply across Africa, not just in Ghana?
Well, these sites, they're more than just stone and concrete, right? They're touchstones of a whole era. The Independence Arch particularly, it just embodies the hopes of a generation. What makes it resonate so widely is that Ghana's independence in '57, it wasn't just a local thing.
No.
No, it was like a beacon, a catalyst for other African nations still under colonial rule. It showed that freedom was possible, that history was turning.
Okay.
So when you stand there, you're not just looking at Ghanaian history. You're feeling a moment that really ignited hope across an entire continent. It's a physical reminder of that collective struggle and ultimately triumph.
Wow. Building on that powerful foundation, then, the tour moves to the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park.
That's right.
Which isn't just a park, it's his mausoleum, these serene gardens honoring Ghana's first president, and crucially, its independence leader.
Yes, Nkrumah.
The article highlights his pivotal role in shaping modern Ghana and the African independence movement. But beyond just his political leadership, what kind of deeper insights into his actual vision might you get there?
Well, this site gives you a window into Nkrumah's specific type of Pan-Africanism, his socialist ideals too.
Okay.
See, he wasn't just fighting for Ghana's freedom alone. His vision was bigger. A united, independent African continent.
Right, the Pan-African dream.
Exactly. So at the park, you don't just see a memorial. You encounter the architecture, the art they express as philosophy. There's the eternal flame, the black star symbolism, the peaceful setting meant for reflection. It lets you kind of ponder, has his vision of a strong, unified Africa been fully realized? Or is it still this enduring goal that shapes Ghana today? It connects one leader's ideas to a whole continent's future. It's pretty profound.
And that intellectual thread continues, because next it leads to the W.E.B. Du Bois Center.
It does. Another key figure.
Described as the home and museum of the great Pan-Africanist, filled with artifacts, books, and his final resting place. Now, for listeners maybe less familiar, could you quickly explain what Pan-Africanist means?
Sure. Simply put, a Pan-Africanist is someone who advocates for the unity, the solidarity, the liberation of people of African descent everywhere, on the continent, in the diaspora, globally.
Got it.
And W.E.B. Du Bois was, as the source points out, one of the most influential Pan-African figures, a major scholar, activist, writer, arguing for political and social equality for Black people worldwide.
And why is his center in Accra?
Well, his move to Ghana late in life and his burial there, it was hugely symbolic, like a return to the African homeland for many in the diaspora.
Okay.
So the center offers, as the article says, deep insight into his global legacy. It shows how his intellectual work really laid the groundwork, the philosophical foundation, that figures like Nkrumah then translated into political action.
Right.
It really highlights that powerful link between thought and action in the whole Pan-African movement.
That's a really critical connection. Okay, so from these sort of towering figures and political ideas, the tour smartly shifts gears a bit.
It does. It broadens the focus.
To the wider tapestry of Ghanaian identity, right, at the National Museum of Ghana.
Exactly.
Here the article says, you step into the nation's story through artifacts, art, and cultural exhibits showcasing centuries of history, from pre-colonial times right up to today.
Yeah, it covers a huge span.
How does a museum actually manage to capture such a vast story in a way that feels cohesive, impactful? Especially on a short tour like this?
Well, the strength of a good national museum, especially in a place like Ghana with such deep history, is its ability to curate that huge narrative into an accessible journey. The source mentions it uses archaeology, art, and ethnography. Now, ethnography, that's basically the scientific description of cultures.
Okay.
So you're not just seeing, say, ancient tools. You're learning about the people who used them, their customs, their beliefs. The museum acts like a guide through time.
Connecting the dots.
Exactly. Connecting ancient kingdoms, the painful era of the slave trade, colonial times, and then the vibrancy of modern Ghana. It gives you that essential historical context.
Which makes the monuments you just see or the market you're about to see make much more sense.
Precisely. It adds layers of meaning.
Okay, and to really ground us firmly in the present, feel that modern pulse. The tour then plunges you into Makola Market.
Ah, yes. A completely different experience.
The article describes it so vividly. Accra's liveliest market, a bustling hub of energy, just overflowing with vibrant stalls, textiles, crafts, the everyday hustle of local traders.
It's intense.
Reading it, I just picture this sensory explosion, the colors, the sounds, the smells.
That's exactly right.
What does this sheer energy, maybe even the apparent chaos of Makola, reveal about Accra's character that the more sort of structured sites can't?
Makola Market is the raw, unfiltered heartbeat of Accra. That's the best way to put it.
The heartbeat?
Yeah. Monuments tell you about national dreams, right? The market shows you the daily grind, the ingenuity, the entrepreneurial spirit of Accra right there in action. It's this microeconomy, a place where, generations of women especially have built livelihoods, honed their bargaining skills, sustained whole communities.
Wow.
From fabrics to food, the market captures the soul of everyday Ghanaian life, just like the source says. Because it's where traditions live on in crafts, where social networks are buzzing, and where you really witness the resilience, the adaptability that defines Accra's character. It's immersion in real life.
It sounds like an absolute must-see then. A completely different kind of understanding, but just as vital.
Oh, definitely. Essential.
And after all that history, culture, the market buzz, the tour brings things to a delicious close.
Always a good way to end.
The article says the journey winds down with lunch at Gold Coast Restaurant. They offer traditional Ghanaian dishes and continental options. It calls it a fusion of local and continental cuisine and a perfect way to end your Accra adventure. Does this food stop serve as more than just fuel? Is it like a moment of reflection, tying everything together through taste?
Precisely. I think so. Food is so often overlooked, but it's an incredibly powerful cultural ambassador, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
After absorbing so much visually, intellectually, sitting down to actually taste traditional Ghanaian flavors, it lets you engage with the culture on a whole other sensory level.
Right.
It becomes a moment to process everything you've seen, maybe discuss it over a meal, really solidify your impressions. And that mention of fusion, local and continental, that subtly reflects Ghana's place in the world too.
How so?
Proud of its heritage, definitely, but also open, connected globally. It's like a nice communal punctuation mark on a really dense cultural journey.
That sounds like a really thoughtfully designed ending to a packed few hours.
It does seem that way.
And beyond just the experience itself, the article makes sure to highlight the practical side too. It notes the tour is perfect for layover tours in Accra. It's family-friendly and group-friendly, and super convenient, available daily with flexible schedules.
Right. Important details.
This really underlines the tour's goal of fitting into a modern traveler's often unpredictable schedule, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That logistical flexibility isn't just a nice to have, it's fundamental to the mission.
Mission being accessibility.
Exactly. Making a deep understanding of Accra accessible to pretty much everyone, no matter their time limits. Offering it daily, catering to different groups. It just lowers the barrier for entry to have a meaningful cultural experience.
Yeah.
It signals that, experiencing a new city doesn't always need weeks of planning or unlimited time. Sometimes a really well-structured few hours is genuinely all you need.
So there you have it. In what, 4 to 5 hours?
Yeah.
A surprisingly short time. This Accra City Tour packs in an incredible range of experiences.
It really covers ground.
From those huge symbols of independence and the deep legacies of Pan-African thought, to tracing ancient history at the National Museum, diving into the vibrant chaos of Makola Market, and finally savoring authentic Ghanaian food. It's all in there.
A whirlwind, but a meaningful one.
Yeah. So for you, the listener, if you want to quickly and thoroughly get a handle on a new place without feeling totally overwhelmed, this kind of curated experience seems like an invaluable shortcut.
Stepping back for just a second,
Yeah.
I think the broader significance of these kinds of curated intensive experiences, it goes beyond just checking off a list, They're designed to give you not just facts, not just history, but a genuine feeling for a place. They pick those key things that really make up a city's unique identity.
Letting you grasp its soul.
Exactly. Grasp its soul, even with limited time. It's about creating a lasting memory and real understanding, not just, fleeting sightseeing.
Which brings us to a final thought. This deep dive into Accra, it really raises an important question for you, the listener. In this age of increasingly tight schedules, faster travel, how do these intensive curated experiences, like this Accra City Tour, actually change our understanding of what it means to truly know a city? And what essential elements absolutely must remain, no matter how short the visit might be?
That's a great question to ponder.
Something to think about. We'll see you next time.